people create things in their minds, and they react based on that. So it is up to the man to determine whether or not, you know what, let me see whether or not this is actually real. And if it's not, then let me go ahead and do the work and move on. But some men are comfortable with, you know what, let me go ahead and get this one. Let me go ahead and try and pay for that one, because they believe that that is a way to get a person, as opposed to investing with the right resources.
Okay. I want to hear from Sapphire, so give me a moment. Sapphire, what is good? What is good? What's your thoughts on the topic? Am I bugging? Am I bugging?
I mean, it does also have a lot to do with what you attract. And what you attract is what you want to, what you ultimately, like Candace was saying, want to invest in and take the time out to get to know somebody, that you felt like was a natural attraction. Now, if you feel like you attracting the same type of woman that's into the same five men all the time, then maybe you should probably do a little self-reflecting before you try to get back in the dating scene, because you're attracting the same person. So I mean, I agree. I agree with everyone pretty much on the panel, up and down, in and out, because it really, to me, you know dating has to do with a first, of course, a physical attraction, and then something that, like, a spark, something like that. And then once you get that out the way and you start to talk, then you can start to move on to dating or courting, whatever you decide. But it ultimately starts with an attraction. So if you don't like what you keep attracting, then maybe you should do a little bit more self-reflecting before you start dating
Right.
or courting.
I agree. I agree with that introspective. Right. You want to look within, find out who you are, find out what you want before you even hit the market. Um, with me personally, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, I don't really like to put my business out there like that. But when I found my wife, it was more. I was ready to find a wife, so I went looking for a wife, and I made sure the woman that I found had certain qualities that I wanted. Right, I wanted a woman that would be not to, that would adhere to my wants and needs, meaning that
So
she's
you went
going
out
to
to
allow
court.
me to. I said that's what I did.
No, I
I
know,
didn't
but
say.
that's
Go ahead, Jess. I'm listening. Go ahead. You got the floor.
I'm just saying, you just proved it. As in to say, sometimes it depends on your heart posture. You were ready to find a wife. You looked for a wife. You found a wife. When you were dating. Okay, done. So I'm just saying,
But here's the thing, though, right?
y'all.
Before I found a wife. Now, like I said, I do look at me as a monolith. I mean, as a not a monolith. I look at myself as an anomaly.
Don't use that word. It's
I am,
overused.
but it's true. I look at myself as an anomaly. I don't think I'm the average guy that is out there looking to try to court and or date women. There's a lot of men that's like, I want a wife, and they keep running into the same type of women over and over and over again. Now, do I know the work that they've done on themselves? I don't know. I don't. Yes, Faye.
Okay, like to go back from what I said before, it takes two in a marriage or a relationship. If you said that you were ready to settle down and you were ready to look for a wife, in order for her to become your wife, that means she equally was ready to settle down and find a husband. These men that are out here spending, 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 they should be mindful to find someone that's also looking, and that should be the questions that they like. If I date somebody, I'm coming out the door, like just like how I'm talking to y'all. I'm at the point where I want to be cute and I want to be all nice, but let's just lay it on the table. Like, let's see what your goals are for the next 3 years. Credit wise, are you looking? Do you like traveling? What are your family values? Are you do you have siblings? Do y'all take? Are y'all like this in your family? What are the core rules? Like, I want to know like 10 questions, and I'm gonna know off those 10 questions what I need to do. And I hate for it to be straightforward, but my time been wasted, and I at this point I don't want to waste no more time. So I'm not just going to be like, hey, question one is question, not like that. But when we sitting and we talking, and we dating, I feel like I'm at a point where I am dating with the purpose. I have healed. I know what it is that I want. I can set realistic boundaries. I have realistic goals, things that I wanna do with a partner as a partnership, because I don't even believe in marrying just for love. I believe m- marriage is more than about love and that commitment, but that could be another topic on my views.
I
But
agree. I agree.
that's what I'm looking for going into dating. So I need a man that's going to also come to me and be like, well, what are your religious values, what are your views on this, and we actually sitting and we're talking about it. We could know right on this conversation right here, y'all will know if we're a match for each other. You will know if I'm a match for you, you'll know if I'm a match for you, just off of this
The
panel
vibe,
right
right,
here. And
right.
that's how dating should be. It's really quick and to the point. But people, some people like cat and mouse. Some people like the tug of war. They like the call or get rejected and keep trying, or let me spend a little extra here. I've went on dates where I even paid and I was just like, look, this ain't gonna work for me. Yeah, we done.
Like, check. Let me get
Thank
that
you for
check.
inviting me out. I see you next time. And I covered it and I went on about my day. Or sometimes guys will be too flashy with their money, but don't ever think you can pay me to be where you want me to be. Let me show you my money long too. Here you go. Have a good day. Cause that's a turn off to me too. So I just feel like it really just, to answer your question, men are out here spending their money because they want to spend their money. And I teach my
Well,
young cousins, and I teach the young people, young guys in my family, don't be out here spending your money unless you want. And you will know, because you gotta ask these questions to get to know the person.
right. Well, just to speak on that real quick, because I agree with a lot of what you just said. And the reason why I do is because what I feel like men, why they spend a lot of money, is because the world tells them that's how to get a woman. The world tells even in same sex relationships, right? Whoever plays more of the masculine role, you start to see that as well, where you're starting to hear a lot of, oh, well, I don't want to feel like the man because I got to keep spending money. I got to keep spending money. I got to keep spending money. It's a problem. So we hear this and we feel as if that is the only way to get you. Is if my bank account is long and if I'm spending and gifting you, then you probably would like me. It's only when men start to talk to other men and start to tell them like, no, if she likes you, she's gonna be with you, even if you don't spend, because she's gonna want to get to know who you are, not how your pockets look. Security is great, but yeah, what's up, kid? Kitty, kid, she's settled in the house. What up?
I just have a question.
Talk to
So
me.
you said that, the world keeps telling men that they have to spend money. But who runs the world? Are we not a patriarchy?
Here we go with this patriarchy stuff. You know,
I'm just
kid,
saying, like
you
men,
stirring
men,
up the pot.
men are the ones who make the determination.
No, you determine the dating market, not men.
Um, but no, you all are the ones. So here's the thing. So women got together. I'm just trying to. I just want to
Go
know for
ahead.
clarification, right? So women got together and they conspired and they said, okay, you know what? They have to be flashy with a lot of money and they have to steal bitches from other men and they have to like if they don't have at least one felony and a baby mama and or like so we come and we conjure up like all of these things and and then and then we put it out there and say that this is what has to be and then you all go and create this
Kid, you
narrative.
gonna let me answer your question? You gonna let me answer your question?
I'm just curious. I'm
Let me
sorry.
answer your question. I got you. I got you. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little history lesson since Kit just wanted to get into that real quick, right? That's not how it is. Women have always required something from men, which is what, ladies? Provision, right? So if men knew from the beginning of times that women wanted our protection, our provision, and our procreation, right? Provision comes with money. So women set the tone. Before it wasn't money. Before it was who was a conqueror. She might have wanted the king. She might have wanted the top dog in the tents. She may have wanted that guy. But women are attracted to masculinity. Masculinity also comes with a man. If he can have his finances in order, he becomes even more attractive to women. Men never set that tone. You did. Most men would date you no matter what. If you were okay with dating me and I was broke, I'll still date you. So
But most men don't want to date broke women. It's some men that don't want to date broke women.
Get on,
some men, most men don't care. Broke men care.
I've heard that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Candace. Sorry about that.
To piggyback off of that, and it probably segues into the topic. Like, you're right. The women are, in their Con Holiday says, but it's a woman's responsibility to let a man know exactly where she stands and provide the right information without lies or manipulation so that he can make an educated decision. So in regards to the finances, since the beginning of time, when there were arranged marriages, whether or not that woman could have been promised to that man at 14, until that man or that boy was able to financially care for that woman and protect her in the way that her father was, he could not come and get her out that man's house. Now, when he was, that's when he became attractive. So yes, she's like, yeah, that's my husband to be and all of that, but I'm still with my daddy until this man decides that he's going to do. So he's motivated to do that. Just like the other dude in the Bible that was promised homegirl, if he worked 7 years, got her sister, and then worked another 7 years. He worked for what it is that he wanted. He put in that work, but it was required based on the desire for that woman. So I absolutely agree. As women, we do set the tone to encourage men. That's just what we do. We provide encouragement for a man to do a certain thing. But
so then how do we even if we say that, then I wonder, how do we encourage this 50-50 situation? Like, because I mean, that's the whole conversation in itself. Like, if we're out here encouraging and we're the one that's setting the tone in that way, how did we do that? Like, because that's the doozy. Because, and I'm like, wow, because we're setting the tone. I don't believe the tone that
we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Like, let's do it. But then also,
Joe, Ash, stop, Ash.
I mean, I just be trying to find the lies and shit, because I just be, I told you.
But there's no lies in these steps. But I'm gonna play because we're gonna get into the main event, because Candace did a nice segue into this. So let's get into the main event and let's get into arranged marriages.
So I'm getting married today. My parents found me an African husband, and they insisted, even though I literally told them I don't want you to control me and I want to marry my own person at an older age. They do arrange marriages here, so they were just like, they found a nice guy. They said they would be perfect for me. My parents were like, I don't know, she probably wouldn't go with it, but they decided they wanted to decide for me, so they bought me a wedding dress and everything. This is the wedding dress. We're all getting ready for the reception. So yeah, when I come back, I will be betrothed.
And I got one more.
Do when your father says that he's not going to be attending your wedding and he does not want to meet your future husband because you declined his arranged marriage. Further context, I'm South Sudanese, Nyan Tuin Mayardid, and my father expects me to marry another Tuin Mayardid. I think it just saddens me that I have a father like this. I love my culture and I love being South Sudanese, but there are some things that I just don't agree with and I refuse to follow. And arranged marriage is one of them. At the end of the day, I'm the one that stuck with this man forever. No disrespect at all to my father, and I love him, but I do not want a man that he chooses at all. And as much as I do love him and I would love for him to be a part of my future wedding, my future husband, everything, I just am kind of okay with him not being there if he chooses not to be, if that means that I'm happy.
It's all about happiness. So I wanted to get into this conversation, and the reason why, I was having a good conversation with one of my guys, right? And he was making a good point. He said, you know what? He said, Mingo, if I had a daughter and I know you have a son, what I would want is, because I know the values you are raising your son with. So I would raise my daughter to marry your son. So of course, for me, that sounds like a win-win, because I don't want my son to keep making mistakes with women, just as you don't want your daughter to keep making mistakes with men, potentially having babies by the wrong men. that can't offer them nothing because you don't know if they have those values. So we get back into a courting stage. So I would love to set the tone there, and please let's go around the panel and have the conversation. I don't know.
Purpose. While I don't agree with a certain thing, I do when it comes to the arranged marriages. So first of all, when you're of a certain culture where that is where that's a thing that happens, a lot of people push away from that when someone in the comments said somebody has been Americanized when they're introduced to other things outside of the culture. So it kind of does not work in that aspect because now they have different thought processes. But that also goes with making decisions from a point of emotion. And a lot of us can do that when it comes to marriage. For me, marriage is based upon purpose. If you are not conducive to my purpose, forget my feelings. Like, I'm not worried so much about my feelings as I am about my future. I'm not worried so much about passion as I am about purpose. So the passion will grow based on, like, if there is an arranged marriage, the passion will grow based on the things that are relative to us and us growing. We can develop that. Feelings come and feelings go. That type of love comes and goes. But when we choose a love based on purpose, those things last. So when it comes to arranged marriages, a lot of people who are in that culture who do it in that way, do it for a place of safety and security. So I will totally respect my father if we were in that type of culture and he arranged a marriage. Now, a true father is not going to arrange a marriage with someone who is abusive for the most part. So in that, I agree with that. As long as it is healthy in all ways and not just based on just the finances, then I'm completely okay with that.
Okay. I'm with that. Uma, you had something to say on the topic?
Yeah, I'm for arranged marriages because it's done in my culture. So I'm East Indian heritage, and we know about the Indian arranged marriages, but it is different these days. I was actually surprised to hear the African women talking about how it's still being done in Africa, but it has gotten more Western, more modernized in India or with Indian people. I went to school with a lot of friends from India, and they did get arranged married. But the way it went down was we have the caste system, and if you're in the Brahmin caste, that's the highest caste. So you want to date and marry within the Brahmin caste. So they have like a website just for Brahmins living in America. And my girlfriend went on the site. She was allowed to pick the person and go on a date with somebody to kind of be there, like an escort kind of to watch over them and whatnot. And they were able to talk and have conversations. Or I had another friend whose father picked the groom, and they got to date and meet each other beforehand to see if it was a match. So all she had to do was fall in love. And I have another friend who it took her about 2 or 3 times going to different guys to be like, this is the one I want to be with. But the beautiful thing about the way we do arranged marriages is that we try to pair the children with the same kind of background to make it easier for the marriage. So think about what we argue about a lot in America, right? Money differences, sexual differences, stuff like that. But when you have these marriages that are paired, where you have the same educational level, you make about the same amount of money, you have the same views on life, you have the same religion, it takes away a lot of things that are meant to cause problems. I think I think the arranged marriages last longer. And then remember too, and it's more predominant in America to have love marriages. It's not that predominant around the world. Around the world, it is more about safety and stability and the lineage, carrying on the lineage. In some countries, it's transactional, where the poorer girls get with the richer guys, and it's the richer guys will provide for her and her household. So I'm for arranged marriages.
All right. Sapphire, how do you feel about arranged marriages?
I respect it when it comes to the different cultures that do it across the world. for reasons to piggyback off of what Candice and Wanabi was saying. To have that product, the same type of goals, the same type of setup, the same type of security, background. I do, appreciate and would stand for arranged marriages in that way. But then on the other hand, the dark side of arranged marriages, no, I do not. For the underhanding, um, arranged marriages that have different things to do with personal religions and personal beliefs that come out of personal religions and practices, those type of arranged marriages I do not agree with. So that's my
Okay,
take on
okay,
that.
okay. Jess, what's your thoughts on arranged marriages?
Um, I'm I'm with Sapphire with this. I respect wherever the cultures that practice it. That that's fine, but then you also have to remember that a lot of us who are in the Western society where that's what we're used to is not the arranged. So we're looking at the like different areas of it as well, where if you grew up like that, you're accustomed to certain things. If you're not accustomed to certain things, then of course it may be a little bit challenging in certain areas. But I do see the benefits that were told, that were spoken about, like with what Uma said and everything like that. I see the benefits of everything, but there are certain also little hiccups that like even me personally that I will think about, like just the aspect of humanity a little bit, and kind of being like I have to look, I have to think about it more with that, to be honest.
Okay, okay, okay. I do want to touch on something you said, but I do want to go around the panel. So, Kit, what's your thoughts on it?
I believe it works for who it works for. And whether that's culturally, whether that's, you know, whether it's however it's set up, right? I believe that if it works for the people that are doing it, then who am I to say that it's right, wrong, or indifferent? It doesn't have to be for me for it to be a good thing. So for those that it works for within the culture that practices it, and if it works for them, I think that that's an amazing thing. Um, yeah, I don't really have too many things to say in that regards because again, if we're looking at it from a cultural standpoint, you know, and that's something that they're used to and what they agree to, then I don't really see or take issue with it. I will say this though, for the Western world, if we were to say, you know, we want a man that provides and has and does, you know, we would be called gold diggers. And why do we want all of these things? And, you know, what gives you the right to, you know, want X, Y, and Z? Not saying from all, but, you know, from a good amount of them, that would be the energy versus, okay, here's my 2 mules and a cow for your family, here's my dowry, to be able to betroth you. So just putting that out there, but that's all.
Okay, okay. All right. Ash, what's your thoughts on the topic? Yo,
Um,
Ash.
I'm like torn right down the middle, okay? Because hear me out, right? I think it's it's kind of like a dope concept, right? Because like I don't gotta pick the person, so it's not on me if it don't work out,
Right.
you know. Even if I gotta thug it out until death do us part, like I didn't pick this person, but I do believe you can make something work with a complete stranger. Like you could build this bond and you can create something beautiful from that. But then on the flip side, it's like who's picking this person for me to marry? And then like say I grew up, right, and this was a cultural thing and I watched my parents go through this shitty marriage and then they're like, okay, we found you a husband. I'm like, bro, I done seen how y'all was rocking. I don't trust y'all to pick me anybody, right?
Let me ask you a question, just on what you said. You could come right back to it. What's a shitty marriage? Let's
Are we
take away. Let's take away AB. Let's take away. Let's take away.
yeah, I'm not
DV.
doing that
Right.
one. I'm not doing that one.
And let's take
Constantly
away from.
arguing, no love, no affection. They're just coexisting in a space together. There's no interaction. They don't even like each other. You can tell it's clear as day they don't like each other. They don't even talk. I've got patients that got parents that that live in the town and don't even speak to each other. To me, that's a shitty relationship. If I got my person, we gotta talk because we gotta be best friends. I gotta talk to you all day long. Because who else am I gonna talk to?
You think that's real in a marriage though?
Talking?
Communication
Yes.
all the time, forever. Like that's just how it's gonna be for life.
Why would we stop talking? Like, why would I
I'll
not
tell you.
communicate with my? Why would I not communicate with my
It's not.
lifelong spouse to death to
because
expire?
because
You
in
don't want-
marriages,
Sometimes I don't want to talk. Sometimes we both don't
right,
want to talk.
right.
Okay,
In
for a few
marriages,
hours and then boom, we right back at it.
no, that's not. So it's
No.
not. It's not real to say that life is just going to be, we have those moments and then we're just going to come right back together and we're just going to love each other and it's
Because
going to
it's a
be
choice at the
great.
end of the day. You could choose to
N-
continue not to talk to someone
No,
that you're
no,
like.
things happen, Ash. And
Yeah.
in years and years
I'm
of being,
really big on it's literally a choice. Just like every emotion that you choose to experience is a choice, it's a choice, right? Because you don't have to sit in the non-talking stage or the I don't feel like talking to this person. So I think that's where things go wrong. People stay in that space of not wanting to talk to that person for too long, then
Absolutely.
they get used to the not communicating, and then boom,
nah,
they in
I'm
separate
gonna,
bedrooms. It's a downward spiral. Boom.
So Mingo,
yeah.
I think you're looking for confirmation bias here, and you are not going to get it. There is no reason why we should go more than a day unless there is something that someone is dealing with heavily, then the other person needs to understand that. But there is no reason that there should be a culture that is acceptable where we are not communicating. Like, even if we are adults and we just communicate the fact that I need a few days to myself, then that's communication in and of itself. But to just be like, yeah, there's some times where, you're just not going to communicate, not for no days at a time. If that's the case, then there's an issue with that. Now, on the part of when it comes to,
I want to respond to you real. I want to
go
respond to
ahead.
the both of y'all. I don't want to go too far off that topic. I want to respond to the both of y'all. I'm gonna unmute you just now. Okay, so let's talk about that. Right? And I'm going to take myself out of this because I've been married for a long time. We have to look at and be realistic and set realistic expectations with marriage nowadays. The problem I believe with a lot of women and why a lot of women get divorced and why the 80% of our women are filing for divorce, and even if we look at in whole, the majority of marriages that's filed in America is filed by women, is because I do believe the unrealistic expectations for marriage and I'm going to be happy all the time or for the majority of the time is there. You know what a lifetime is? A lifetime is, yo, I'm seeing you season after season after season. I'm going through it with you. I'm going through my own personal stuff. You're going through your personal stuff. We are trying to come together. We are changing. We're not staying the same for 40, 50 years. We are changing with each other and we are growing. And in those changing moments may come moments of complete unhappiness. And that unhappiness might happen for 2-3 years. What matters is the value that you put on marriage, and your person you chose to put on marriage is what's going to make stand the test of time.
Yeah.
That's what matters with marriage. So if you're living with the unrealistic expectation that there may be moments that you won't communicate with each other, and it's just supposed to be we could go through this for one day and come right back and that's it. It's not real. I'm sorry. And if you have that expectation, you will be divorced in a matter of 6 to 7 months. Yes, I'm gonna unmute you again.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Because I don't care how long we're unhappy with each other, how long we're mad or upset with each other, how many years. The point is, it is a choice, right? I
It
could be
is.
mad at you, but I still have a role to play, right? I don't because we made a commitment to each other. I don't care how mad I am. I still have a role to play. I'm not gonna drop my duties as a wife just because we're beefing for 3 years. No, this thing
You
still
might.
have to get. I know it's a
You
choice.
might.
It's a choice. I
It's
may not
like
want to do.
it's like I
I
think
may not want to do my role, but I'm gonna do it.
I
This is
think
what I
like
signed up for.
it's a
I didn't
good
sign up to
place.
Uma,
lose. I didn't sign up
Candace,
to
Sapphire,
lose. I
Tara.
didn't decide. I didn't sign up to lose. I didn't sign up to quit when it got hard. I decided to make this to death do its part. So we're gonna thug it out together, right? Like no matter what, I'm not
So
finna
guess
turn my
what?
back on
Go
my
make me
person.
a sandwich, but I don't want to talk to you right now, and that's
That's
gonna happen.
fine. That's fine. Take your sandwich.
All right.
I'm still mad at you, but we finna go do
Can
what we
I?
gotta
I
do.
like
I'm
because I
still
believe
mad, but
in
we
love
still
me
cool.
even when
Like
you don't like me. Like
that
Fuck
part.
you. Fuck you and this
Can
bitch
I?
ass sandwich that I made with love that got lettuce and tomatoes and onions and a side of chips and a
That
beverage.
part.
Fuck you and this damn delicious ass sandwich, bitch.
Okay. Do you want one for lunch tomorrow or not?
I
Dang.
I feel
To my
like
face.
I
I
might
feel
actually
like
feed you
also
tomorrow.
that
That part.
Go ahead,
knowing
Sapphire.
your like knowing who you with, knowing your partner, knowing who you took that time with should also lead to a road of knowing how to communicate with that person. So your way of communicating with each other might not be the way Shorty and her dude communicate up the street because y'all have this type of bond. So y'all have found a way now to communicate, and certain things are enough for y'all. And you know when to go your ways, and you know when somebody needs time or when somebody needs space. It's really all about having that knowledge of your partner internally to just be like, okay, well, they need a second, they need a break, or this, that, and the third. Other than that, if you don't know how to communicate with your partner in a communication that works for you two as a union, as a whole, then no matter how hard somebody else want to do it, it ain't gonna get done. So no matter how hard the woman, or the man wants to go hard for communicating and keep going, if the other party don't want to do it, it's not gonna get done. That means because somebody is lacking the vulnerability in communicating with that other person, that partner. So finding a way to communicate and how you and your partner communicates is really important to me.
That's real. That's real. Go ahead, Candace.
I have several points. The first point is, okay, let's talk about the arranged marriage thing. An arranged marriage is essentially a business transaction. It is a contract, which means if one person is not holding up their end of the bargain, it's a problem. The contract is then void. Technically, like let's think about it like that. So let's talk about the whole communication thing. Yes, there will be times where it will be hard to communicate, but you don't get to check out. You made a decision, you made a choice. So if I'm remaining true to my vow to stay with you during this, you have to remain true to your vow to push past your emotions and whatever it is you have going on and prioritize us. So if that means that other things in your life have to be deprioritized, then that's what it means, because ultimately your purpose lies here. Favor is found when you find a good wife. Um, my next point is, um, I was married for 23 years. Somebody in the comments said, sounds good. Oh, Wall Street sounds good until you're there. I was there. And when I was not holding to my vow to my ex-husband, I was holding to my vow to God. So I was a quintessential biblical wife the entire time, regardless of what he did. However, he was making that contract null and void. And then God gave me permission to leave. But I say that to say, I didn't have the opportunity to check out just because he chose to. So we each have to individually put in our 100%. I don't deal with the 50-50. It's 100-0. So if one of us are down, we are still at 100. But in regards to the contractual marriages, it's contractual. When one person is not holding up their end of the bargain, they cannot accept. So let's say modernize here. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You're giving me free game to go ahead and fill the contract elsewhere.
Hold up. What does that mean? You mean leave the marriage or cheat?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about contractual marriages. I'm not talking about
I
the
have
words
to
you're not
make
saying.
sure.
So,
I have to make
no,
sure.
what I mean is that you can, if you not investing in the way that you should invest is putting your investment at risk. Do you understand? So you can't fall, and this goes for women too. There's certain things that we are quote unquote responsible for and that we agree to, the expectations in a marriage. And if we choose not to hold on to it, or we choose not to um, be diligent in the pursuit of honoring that, then we cannot be mad because the man checks out. However, it does not give the man permission to check out, because when we are not fulfilling our vow to each other, we have to fulfill our vow to God.
But okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick. The vow to God and the vow to each other, right? There has to be a foundation. Some people don't believe in God. So we could only talk on our terms and what we know it to be. I believe in God. I'm a Christian. But there's some people that don't. And for the people that don't, what else do they lean on? They have to lean on something called duty, I believe in. They have to say, okay, I have a duty to you, my wife, that I will not break, right? So across the board, that should be a foundation for most marriages. Now, when I'm saying to check out, checking out doesn't mean like, yo, I'm just gonna divorce you, I'm gonna leave or whatever, or I'm gonna blank you out for the rest of my life. No, there might be a time and period where I'm like, yo, I'm not rocking with you right now. You just pissed me off, or you did something that crossed the lines that I should probably not forgive you, but I'm still gonna stay because you may have disrespected me. And every woman knows the man's biggest thing is respect. You disrespect the man, and most times he's going to leave. We don't really require love and all that affection from you. We require respect all the time. So what happens when that respects get crossed? I might check out. I'm gonna leave you. I might communicate vaguely with you. We still under the same roof, but we're not gonna live happy together for a while. There's something that Michelle Obama said, and I was with her on this one. When she said, I was unhappy with Barack for 10 years. 10 years of her life. She had to deal with it. There's going to be those moments where you look at the person that you're with, and you're going to be like, yo, I want to punch you in your face right now. It happens. Yes, Ash.
But I'm sure she still played her role, right? Because if not,
Don't make that sandwich.
If she didn't play her role for 10 years, they would not be married. So the point is, no matter how we're feeling the day to day, no matter how checked out we want to be, we still have to play our parts.
Well, my part is paying the bills, right? Providing, still. I'm still going to protect
whatever
you,
expectations
right?
are set from the jump, because it's not the same for everyone. Whatever expectations are set from the jump, maintain it. I don't care how bad the storm is.
Those things. So then that's the duty, right? The foundation of the relationship. So I'm with you, Ash. No matter what. Sapphire, yes. You was going to say something, Sapphire? Sapphire, you can hear me? Hold on, let me unmute your mic. Let me unmute your mic. There we go.
No, yeah, I can hear you. It's breaking up a bit. No, I was just trying to hear what was going on. It's breaking up pretty bad.
Okay. So and that's what we're talking about. So I agree. Everything that you just said just now, Ash, has a lot to do with the foundation of a marriage. And if the foundation is there, you're good. You have a building block. So no matter what happens between me and you, I'm still going to fulfill my duties as your husband. You are supposed to fulfill your duties as a wife. I think it's unrealistic when a lot of men say, no matter what, a woman should be sleeping with me. Yeah. If I'm required to still do my part, you're supposed to be giving up some box every once in a while, right? Cool.
No, I agree. If it's setting the expectations, it's a mess, because that's part of the role, right? Because once again, you take that away. Yes, it is, because you take that away, things go downhill.
I'm smashing. I don't care how mad you are or I am.
Now we not being intimate either.
I'm smashing.
We roommates. Yeah, you got to. It's a must. It's a must. It's part of the roles. It's part.
You could be mad all you want. I'm gonna be the one holding to that duty. Your body's not yours. My body's not mine. Come on over here and get the sloppy toppy and go about your business. How about that?
That's fair. That's a fact.
Fellas, she is single. Feel free to hit her up at Candace, the Legacy. Find her. Matter of fact, just hit me up and I'll make sure I send you guys her contact. I won't send you a number, but I will send you her IG. You could get in her DMs for whatever you need. I got y'all. Who said GMT don't look out for his people? All right. So I do know that Sapphire has to go. She has something to do early in the morning. But I do want to respect her time. Before we go, though, I want to remind everyone, we are doing this show tonight for Queen Lala. So everyone in the chat knows who Queen Lala is, and we are doing this show specifically tonight in honor of her sister that she lost. So her sister was an avid watcher of this show, and Queen Lala was also a major supporter from day one of me doing these panels. So I'm asking everyone, please super chat your support. I will get those proceeds, 50% of the proceeds tonight will go over to Queen Lala's bank account. So make sure you guys are super chatting. We got another $25 super chat from my guy, Leon B1 in the building. I'm so chill. What is good? What is good? I'm choosing violence on this one. How many women on the panel actually marriage material?
I'll go ahead and speak because I had something to say. I read that too, just as it came in.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't feel like I am ready for marriage right now. I'm not looking to be married right now in my life. So me no. And
Okay.
for reasons, there's just some more like self growth and things that I would like to work on before I'm completely feeling like I'm able to commit all the way with my partner. So I
The
think
partner
that's it.
word. Ash, you
No,
didn't talk to her about this show before me.
listen, she did it.
I let
But
her
let me
raw
tell you
dog it.
something.
All right.
My views on marriage, and this is a partnership. It's just like arranged marriages.
Look at
It's
Kit.
it's a partnership. My partner and I, we gonna do things and do life together. So how is that not my partner? Like, why wouldn't you think that's my partner?
First things first, let me tell you, not you, but this Negrito over here next to you. Don't be throwing my name in nothing. I was sitting down here minding my business, admiring Sapphire's beautiful hair before she goes. I was down here minding my business, okay? And then here you go putting me in the Nick and Kit. Kit was down here minding her business, okay? Oh, child, you
Okay.
need to get it together, child. Get it together.
So what's
Okay.
wrong with
Well,
saying
for the
partnership?
marriage thing, I was married and I enjoyed being married and I enjoyed being in a marriage and I enjoyed being a wife. But sometimes it just don't work out. That don't mean that the material is going to waste. You know, sometimes shit get better with time. So, you know, your wife material might be just too much for you from this panel over here. That's okay too. You know. But you know, some wives over here, some wife
Some wives
material.
up
No
there.
wifey
Some
material,
wives
some
up there.
wives, some
You know what
wives
I'm
over here.
saying? Oh. Candace, your DMs
Oh,
is about to blow up.
I'll tell anybody in a minute. If people knew what I used to do for my ex,
Hold
they
on.
like, again, it's like they hear me and I know, chill, just my ring size 7.5, because you're gonna love me when you come. You know, it's okay. You know, I might reject you once, depending on how you act, you know, but when I was, you know, in relationshipville, you know, and this is a real thing, and women, we gotta take accountability for this. We give all of the greatness to all of the wrong people, all of the wrong men. And then when it's time to give it to the right man, we're so burnt out from doing it the wrong way that we don't trust that we won't do it the right way again. And so we phase out of that whole, you know, we're going to do all of the things for the mate. When I was in a relationship, he had to be up at like 4:30 something in the morning to leave out for work. I used to set the coffee maker at night so that way when he came downstairs, the coffee was already made. All he had to do was pour his cup. His lunch was already packed in the refrigerator. All he had to do was grab it and go out the door. Like, I was doing things like that. So a lot, again, you want to talk about marriage material, you know, sometimes the cloth just had to become, you know, a different quality of leather that everybody can't, have access to. Like,
Kid, let me just rebut to what you're saying. Then I got you, Candace.
Don't rebut shit.
Now I'm gonna rebut your shit. The reason why I'm gonna rebut it, right? Here's the thing, right? A lot. Hold on, I got you. A lot of women think that it's just about getting up and making a sandwich and throwing coffee in a coffee maker. About that. Your femininity is the biggest part about being a wife.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And kid,
you don't know anything about my bedroom tactics or anything about my relationship status, so I wouldn't go there if I was you. I wouldn't go there if I was you. There's a lot of places you can go. Walmart, Target. Not here, though. Like, I wouldn't come there for that. Like, again, you have absolutely, when it comes
I'm going to bring you back in the ring. I'm going to bring you back in the ring, kid. I'm going to knock you out. So with that, let me get
it's a lot of things to do. Like, in traffic, talking to your mama sideways. There's so many things to do. I just wouldn't do that. Like, I
love you, kid. I love you. What's up, Candace?
So chill. I wasn't gonna answer the question, but I guess I will. Well, apparently for you, nobody's marriage material unless they're under 30, because apparently anybody over 30 for you, chill, it's not marriage material. We broke, we're dusty, whatever. We almost with Jesus.
He said that.
But again, I think marriage material is relative to your basis of information, to your own foundation. But when it comes to me, when I started my divorce, I went on Facebook and I had people, I said, if you know me on any level, write a letter based on who you saw I was as a wife, a mother, and just as a woman in general. It doesn't matter on what level you knew me. I got over 120 letters in my email. There were some women who would say, all right, there were times, and they wrote on my Facebook wall, listen, I'm gonna need you to stop posting stuff about what you're doing for your man, because my man is now requiring more out of me. And somebody said something about they ain't been married. Sir, spell right. I think it was Kenny Peoples. I need you to go ahead and spell right. Stop typing so fast and think about what you're going to say.
Yo, leave my boy Kenny. Leave my boy Kenny. What up, Kenny?
You talking about leave my boy Kenny? Kenny need to leave everything alone. What he should be picking up is stuff on and let it work.
That's my boy Kenny.
Other than that,
one second. What's popping? Yo.
So I do believe. Hey, Sean. I do believe that none of us are completely like. Somebody to say, like, you can say that I'm not marriage material because based on what you feel like marriage material is. So all of that is necessarily relative, but we all can say that there are things like me right now, I'm healing from domestic violence. So there's some things that like, I can't take a man raising his voice at me because there's no need, I'm too submissive. So there's no need for you to raise your voice at me. There's no need, like you have to take control of your own emotions. But I do have some issues with my trauma responses that I'm working on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm just ready for a marriage or a relationship where someone understands my trauma and is willing to invest in that and sacrifice certain things when it comes to that. So.
Okay. We got a $50 super chat once again from my guy. I'm so chill. Thank you so much for donating. And as we said, these super chats, hold on 1 second. I am asking for a reason tonight and a good reason. As I said, for those of you who are now coming into the show, these donations from our super chats, 50% of the proceeds are going to Queen Lala, who lost her sister. So please continue to donate super chat to the show tonight. I'll probably do it again on my Friday show so we could just continue to get these collections up to get it over to Queen Lala's family. So with that being said, $50 super chat. My man, I'm so chill, says you have me mistaken. I wasn't asking because I'm looking. I was asking because I want to see how honest you all are with yourselves. And also, I already know the answer before I even ask because I'm just good at what I do. My God, I'm so chill. Thank you so much, my brother.
I'm good at getting on nerves.
I was trying to figure. I would like to know, like, what is it that he does? Because, like, what is it that you do? I'm so chill. that you
Oh,
already
Let him
knew.
come on
oh,
Sunday. Let him come on Sunday.
he just, all I'm so chill does is, that exactly what he just did. Just nothing
That's
more
why I
than
said it out.
words, and he just says things, and
Oh,
then he
That's my
always says,
brother.
and then he
That's
says,
my brother.
and then he says our favorite, fellas. Let me talk to you
I'm
right quick.
talking to my brothers this
Let me
time,
talk to
okay?
Talking
I'm
about
talking
brother. Talking about fellas real quick. But
that was
that
chill.
so
That was super cute.
Chill is a staple on the show. He's a major part of the show. He's part of the GMT family as well, and he's been here for the longest now. So everyone knows him. He's an antagonist. So
Yeah,
when
he's
you are
great.
on the
Yeah,
panel with
you
you,
can't pay
he is
him no
going to push you if you answer certain questions. He's going to push you. So
So
that's
just
my
look
guy.
at him.
That's why I said it
Just
out.
look at him like he
I don't
smelled
need
bad.
this
Just
to
look
be
at him.
used in a future show.
That's all you
Yeah.
got to do. Just look at him like he smelled
That's
bad.
it.
That's what I
So
do.
he's part of the GMT family. So as I said, I am going to respect Sapphire's time because she has an early flight in the morning. I'm gonna let her do what she has to do, and I'm gonna end the show here. But do me a favor, y'all. Continue with the super chats. I want to see more super chats as I am ending the show, and this way we can continue to get this thing going. We got another $5 super chat from my guy Blockchain, who says not being healed and dating is just as bad as a man not being financially stable and dating, which is a fact, which is 100% a
yes.
fact. So continue with the super chats in support of the show because we got to get this bread over. Thank you so much to everyone who super chatted so far. It is greatly appreciated. And like I said, Queen Lala, we love you from the bottom of our hearts in this GMT family. You are part of what we got going on. We respect you, and we're going to keep this thing going, y'all. Do me a favor, ladies. Hang out in the back room. Don't hang up. Just don't click off just yet. Just gonna go over some things with y'all. But until the next time. Oh, hold on. I got to mention Meet to Marry. I am literally, I have a spot that I solidified today. I know Kit, you and I spoke. I do want to still use his spot, but I have a rooftop bar for my mixers. So I'm going to get more information over to y'all about that show, but the show is going to be dope. So please stay tuned. I'm telling y'all ain't going to see nothing like this on the internet. This is going to be something that's going to take this channel to the next level. But until next time, YouTube, peace.
Stay with me.